I went out my way because I wasn't, and I felt that I wanted to be the best I can be.
The Virginia Slims girl is here.
This was not a game for me or fun. This is something that I want to live.
She's here in person.
Hopefully, God willing, by 1988, I fully hope to become a full-fledged woman of the United States.
They treat each other like sisters and sisters, or brothers, or mothers, or, you know, like I say, oh, that's my sister, because she's gay too, now I'm gay, and she's a drag queen, you know, whatever.
I've been trying to get up here all day for your gay brothers and your gay sisters in jail. They write me every motherfucking week and ask for your help. And you all don't do a goddamn thing for them. Have you ever been beaten up and raped in jail? Now think about it. They've been beaten up and raped after they haven't spent much of their money in jail to get their cell phones and tried to get their sex change. The women have tried to fight for their sex changes or to become women of the women's liberation. And they write STAR, not the women's group. They do not write women. They do not write men. They write STAR because we're trying to do something for them. I have been to jail. I have been raped and beaten many times by men, heterosexual men that do not belong in the homosexual shelter. But do you do anything for them? No. You all tell me to go and hide my tail between my legs. I will not longer put up with this shit. I have been beaten. I have had my nose broken. I have been thrown in jail. I have lost my job. I have lost my apartment for gay liberation. And you all treat me this way? What the fuck's wrong with you all? Think about that.
So the reason that I talk about you know, harm and violence facing communities in terms of life shortening, or sometimes I talk about the distribution of life chances, is because I'm trying to get us to think in a material way on the ground about why some people's lives are affected by lack of health care, lack of adequate nutrition, being exposed to more pollutants because they live in a neighborhood that's been targeted for that kind of industry. Those kinds of sort of really material, harmful conditions that face us and that I think our communities are trying to resist and resolve. I'm trying to talk about that because I want us to move away from a conversation that's solely about whether we can get the law to say good things about us.
The people that are trying to do something for all of us and not men and women that belong to a white middle class, white club, and that's what you all belong to.
The DTs came to me with a picture of her murdered, and they were about to cremate her because nobody had came to verify the body, and I was the one that had to give all this information down to her family. Actually, they found her dead after 4 days, strangled under a bed in a sleazy hotel in New York City.
Demands, I think, are inherently spaces of impossibility, right? And they make sense to me that they're coming from trans people who are impossible and living in an unsurvivable set of circumstances in structured insecurity in the current context, right? So we are impossible people.
The fact that real girls were blossoming into these women and I remained this trapped girl in this boy's body. I'd sit in bed at night wishing that I was given some genie who would magically appear and make me a woman, number one, make me the girl I knew I was inside, and number two, fast forward those 4 years of high school because I didn't want to endure it.
I got in trouble for using the girls' bathroom, and I should have the right to use that bathroom. I'm not different from anybody else, and I can lock the door and make sure they don't walk in.
So you just mentioned using the word tranny. What does that mean to you when you hear that word and when it's used, especially within the LGBT community as well?
I always say to me it's like the N-word. And people say, well, it doesn't mean the same. And I said, well, I'm a black woman and I'm transgender. So I'm telling you, when somebody says it, it has the same effect on me. And I know recently it became a big thing, and RuPaul talked about it. And
when I was 8, I was banned from playing girls soccer just because I'm transgender. For over 2 years, we fought against this rule. As a result of our continued fight for my right to play soccer, the United States Soccer Federation took action and allowed me to play. It was great to finally get back on the field. The Soccer Federation is currently working on changing its policy to include all transgender players. So no kids will ever have to go through the discrimination that I faced.
You know, I want to be somebody. I mean, I am somebody. I just want to be a rich somebody.
I can say that I've finally found my people. I have a boyfriend whom I love, friends who love me just as I am, despite my past, despite everything. And I have a career as a writer that gives me meaning and gives me real purpose. And I know that you can live the life of your dreams as well. I promise that it gets better.
Revolution now! Give me a G! Give me an A! Give me a Y! Give me a P! Give me an O! Give me a W!